We open in Svartalfheim, as Thor, played by Chris Hemsworth, is rushed by an army of dark elves. Malekith, played by Robert Carlyle, walks forward. Thor, God of Thunder, after I succeed in taking over the Nine Realms, you shall serve in my name. I will never serve the likes of you, Malekith. Well, shall I kill you instead? Warriors, Sif, now! The Warriors 3, Fandral, played by Josh Dallas, Hogan, played by Todanobu Asano, and Volstagg, played by Christopher Hivju, along with Lady Sif, played by Jamie Alexander, all run forward and attack Malekith by surprise. Thor uses the opportunity to break free from the Dark Elves, using Jarnbjorn, his giant axe. You're faring well without Mjolnir. I still miss it. Bill said he would return Mjolnir very soon. Thor, the Warriors 3, and Lady Sif all strike Malekith at the same time, bringing him down. We cut to Niflheim, where Thor is imprisoning Malekith. There you go, Malekith. All comfortable? I will escape from this prison, Thor. I will escape and I will, yes, I know, take over the Nine Realms. Why can't any of you come up with an original goal? You know, I like Loki a lot better. Or I did like him a lot better. Your brother's dead now, isn't he? Quiet, Malekith. He's not dead, Thor. Thor turns around to see Beta Ray Bill, voiced by Liam Hemsworth. What? Bill, what are you doing here? Loki survived, and he brought something terrible to Asgard. I tried to fight it, but I wasn't strong enough. What? Bill, I only left for a few days to stop Malekith and the Dark Elves. What could have possibly happened while I was gone? It's Mangog. He's going after Odin. Steve. Steve, wake up. Steve Rogers, played by Chris Evans, opens his eyes. He's laying in a military hospital bed, and he can see his best friend, Bucky Barnes, played by Sebastian Stan, standing in front of him. Oh, thank God you're alive. I thought we lost you there. Bucky? What year is it? What do you mean? It's 1942. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just had a really bad dream. I'm so glad everything's okay. Mr. Rogers, wake up. Steve wakes up and sees Henry Pym, played by Patrick Wilson, kneeling over him. You passed out again. You do that a lot. Steve gets up and tries to run, but is stopped by SHIELD agents. You do that a lot as well. We don't want to harm you, Mr. Rogers. I've already explained this to you multiple times, but I don't know if you remember. In 1942, you sacrificed yourself to stop a missile, launched by Baron Heinrich Zemo, that was heading for New York City. When you stopped that missile, you fell into the North Atlantic Ocean, where you were frozen in ice. Somehow, the super soldier serum in your bloodstream kept you alive and in perfect condition while you were frozen. Our research team found you frozen in ice, and you were brought to us. You're in the early 21st century. This is SHIELD, Strategic Homeland Intervention, Enforcement, and Logistics Division. We handle, let's just say, situations like this. My name is Dr. Henry Pym. I'm a biochemist and engineer, and I want to help you, Mr. Rogers. Help you adjust to this new world. I, this isn't real. I have no idea how this must feel. But I promise you, Mr. Rogers, we are going to help you. Everyone I know, my entire world, it's gone. Well, I don't know how to answer that. All of a sudden, Nick Fury, played by Samuel L. Jackson, enters the room. Cap, you're awake. I'm so very honored to meet you. And who is this? Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Fury offers Steve a handshake. I know you're probably in a lot of centuries shock right now, but we could really use your help. Who's we? We cut to Iron Man, played by Robert Downey Jr., flying over the Nevada desert. Joe Costa, any more updates on our Jolly Green Giant? Bruce Banner hasn't been seen since he broke Rick Jones out of federal prison. Well, I tried. Iron Man lands on the nearby SHIELD helicarrier base and is greeted by Maria Hill, played by Kobe Smulders. You're not going to keep looking? Keep looking? I've been looking for hours. You can't just give up. Fury's going to be pissed. Look, Emilio Largo doesn't have me on his payroll, so I'm free to leave whenever I want. When we find the Hulk, I'll be there to punch him, but until then, there's other things for me to worry about. The Invincible Iron Man isn't a one-mission type of guy. I'm currently in the middle of investigating some Chinese warlord, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm prioritizing that a lot more than this. Tony, you're the only guy we have on the job. Call Ivan Vanko. He's a friend of mine. Real freaky, likes to play with whips. We already did. He refused. What about that Norse god you've been looking into? We don't know how to contact him. Wait a minute. I'm getting a transmission. We just got Captain America. Captain America? Didn't that guy die in the 40s? When you deal with men in robot suits, Norse gods, and green monsters, you learn not to be surprised by anything. We cut to Asgard and see Loki, played by Tom Hiddleston, sitting on his throne as he's approached by Heimdall, played by Idris Elba. Heimdall, what are Thor's current whereabouts? Your brother is still on Midgard, my king, acting as a hero to its people. A hero. I have waited too long. Banishing Thor from Asgard is only the first step. I must continue my path to destroy him. Heimdall, you say Thor is acting as a hero. What exactly do you mean by that? Whenever an enemy arises, he puts his life on the line to stop it and save the people of Midgard. These enemies on Midgard, are there any powerful enough to kill Thor? There is one that comes to mind, my king. A villain that currently has every hero of Midgard trying to stop him. If there is one who has a chance of killing Thor, it's him. Bruce Banner, played by Hugh Dancy, and Rick Jones, played by Joe Keery, sit in a cottage in a Hungarian village. So, this is our life now, permanently on the run. In my defense, I told you to never associate with me from the beginning. You know, I don't regret my decision. I had to help you. Plus, this is pretty awesome when you think about it. I mean, my life is basically like a movie. This isn't awesome. Our lives are over. I still think that if you prove to the world that the Hulk's a hero, you'll be forgiven. Yeah, you mean like the time I stopped Abomination? That didn't really work out, did it? Don't worry, Bruce. We'll figure something out. We cut to Steve Rogers sitting in a room in New York City with Hank Pym. So, these computers, that's how you run everything? Yeah, most things nowadays are digital. Digital, like numbers? Well, ones and zeros to be specific. I don't understand. Yeah, I didn't think you would. Don't worry, you'll get it eventually. In the war, we won? Yeah, we won. A woman, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, walks in. There he is, Captain America, living and breathing. Who is this? This is my wife, Janet Van Dyne. It's a pleasure to meet you, Janet. I cannot believe I'm finally meeting you face to face. You know, when I was a little girl, I thought you were just a fairy tale. You know, I'm not completely sure that I'm not living a fairy tale. Hank, I'm sorry to peel you away from all this, but there's something we need to take care of. It's Gentry. Again? Didn't we just lock him up? Is there something I can help with? No, it's okay, Steve. We've got this handled. If there's some type of threat, I can handle it. I do have superpowers, after all. I mean, no offense, but you are just two scientists, aren't you? Um, not exactly, no. Just stay here, Steve. We've got this handled. Trust me. Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne run towards their lab, where they suit up in their respective suits. Ant-Man? Wasp? Let's go stop a porcupine. Ant-Man and the Wasp use their suits to shrink down, as Ant-Man jumps on a winged ant, and Wasp uses her own wings to fly out the window and onto the New York City streets, where Alexander Gentry, the porcupine, played by Adam Pawley, is having a standoff with the NYPD. Ant-Man and the Wasp return to their normal sizes and stand in front of Porcupine. Oh my goodness, Hank, Janet, nice to meet you again. Alex, I would really appreciate it if you could just stop. I have better things to do than fight you. Well, that honestly offends me. You're a grown man dressed in a porcupine costume. And you're a grown man dressed up in an ant costume. What's the difference? I didn't want to do this. Don't shoot the quills. I'm gonna shoot the quills. Porcupine shoots his quills at Ant-Man and the Wasp, as the cops take cover. Ant-Man and the Wasp shrink, and jump over the quills as they make their way to Porcupine. They both land punches on him, but Porcupine fights back, shattering a disc on Hank's suit and taking away his ability to shrink. Ant-Man lies on the ground as Porcupine walks up to him, preparing to shoot his quills. All of a sudden, Captain America jumps out of nowhere and hits Porcupine on the head with his shield. Captain America? That's not fair! I see you found the new suit we made for you. Hank inserts another disc of Pym particles into his suit and joins Wasp and Captain America in the fight against Porcupine. Eventually, the three heroes knock him out and hand him in to the police. So, you two do have superpowers after all. Not necessarily. We use these chemicals I call Pym particles to shrink. Doesn't mean we're not superheroes. Say hello to Ant-Man and the Wasp, Cap. Although we mainly just handle shield work. Porcupine over here is really the only supervillain we fought. If you don't count international terrorists as supervillains. Would you call me an international terrorist? I would call you an international pain in my ass. Love you too, Hank. He's worse, though. We cut to Iron Man flying towards Stark Tower, and landing on a platform as he's greeted by Pepper Potts, played by Gwyneth Paltrow. So, Pepper, how does it feel to finally be working for the greatest boss in the world? Could be better. The pay's a little low. Well, would you rather have a raise or the bubblegum machines on the third floor? Because I really like those bubblegum machines. Did you find Banner? That would be a no. The Green Man's elusive. I don't care all too much, though. I've got my own problems to deal with. Fury can deal with his. I thought you made an entire new suit to deal with the Hulk. I make new suits every day, Pepper. It's like a hobby. Like doing jigsaw puzzles. Happy Hogan, played by Jon Favreau, walks into the room. Tony, you were right. That terrorist organization that kidnapped you, the Ten Rings, turns out they are led by a Chinese warlord. People call him the Mandarin. That's all I could find. Thanks, Happy. How's being the new head of security of Stark Industries treating you? You know, sometimes I have nightmares that Bethany Cave is going to abduct me when I least expect it and continue to give me a life of pain and torture out of revenge for me taking her place, but other than that, it's pretty good. Wouldn't be out of character for her. So, are you going to fight that Hulk guy? Funny, we were just talking about that. Look, if Fury gives me the call and says they found a Banner, I'll rock the shit out of him. If not, I'm gonna do my own thing. And right now, I don't think anyone's finding Bruce Banner. Loki arrives on Earth through the Bifrost, in a mountain range near the Hungarian village Bruce and Rick were hiding in. All of a sudden, the Hulk comes jumping through the mountains. Perfect. Just my luck. Loki follows Hulk until they come by a railroad track. That's when Loki causes Hulk to see an illusion, making him think that the train tracks are broken, and the oncoming train is about to fall off. Tracks broken. Hulk must save train. Hulk must be hero. The Hulk leaps over towards the train, jumping in front of it onto the tracks as he himself shatters them, causing the train to fall off the bridge as all the passengers scream. Hulk sees what he's done and jumps down, attempting to save the train, but it's too late. That should do it. Now come, Thor. See what this monster's capable of, and attempt to defeat it. You surely won't survive a battle with him, and if you do, I'll make sure you aren't around long enough to celebrate your victory. The word about Hulk's attack quickly spreads, and soon, Nick Fury and Maria Hill are made aware of Hulk's whereabouts. Maria, we've got to bring the heroes together fast. We don't know how much longer Banner is going to be in Hungary, and we can't lose him again. Contacting them now. Maria calls Tony and then runs in to alert Steve, Hank, and Janet. The heroes all suit up and head to Hungary as fast as they can. Captain America, Ant-Man, and the Wasp find Hulk in a small village, where they corner him. Bruce Banner, we don't want to hurt you. I'm not Banner. I'm Hulk. Okay, Hulk, just come with us, and everything will be okay. Hulk, know not to trust you. You work for Fury. Hulk, I promise, everything will be okay. I will personally make sure that no one hurts you or Rick. All of a sudden, Tony lands behind them, in a new giant suit. Say hello to the Hulkbuster. Patent pending. Iron Man flies forward in the Hulkbuster suit and lands a punch on the Hulk, knocking him to the ground. Hulk becomes fueled with anger and lashes out on the Hulkbuster, landing punch after punch. Hulk and Iron Man fight throughout the village, destroying everything in their path. Captain America, Ant-Man, and the Wasp all try to help Tony subdue Hulk as he continues to get angrier and angrier. Banner, it's 4 against 1, and one of us has a really cool suit that can beat you to a pulp, so I would recommend standing down. Oh no, you shouldn't have called him Banner. My name isn't Banner! Hulk uses his thunderclap, sending the Hulkbuster flying back into a barn. That's it, you're done, pal. Joe Costa, fire up all the arc reactors. All 11, sir? All 11. All of the arc reactors within the Hulkbuster suit begin to power up, sending a massive blast of energy towards the Hulk. Hulk powers through the arc reactor blast and begins to scream out of rage, slowly pushing through the blast and making his way to the heroes. All of a sudden, everyone is blinded by a bolt of lightning as Thor lands in front of them, swinging Mjolnir into Hulk's head and knocking him out. I command all of you to stop this instant! Holy shit. Is that the God of Thunder? Thor looks over at Hulk as he slowly begins to transform back into Bruce Banner. This green creature is not your enemy. There is another green one behind all of this. Look, pal, I don't know if you're saying we should be fighting Shrek instead, but Bruce Banner's been on S.H.I.E.L.D.'s most wanted list for a while. It's our job to take him in. Tony, does Bruce Banner really look like someone who means harm to you? It doesn't matter if he means harm, he's causing harm. It may not be his fault, but the truth is, it's not safe for him to be roaming around who knows where. I'm sorry to give you the reality check, but I care more about the lives of the entire population of Earth than one guy. Oh, and hi, Captain America. It's an honor to meet you. Hello, Robot Man. You know, back in my time, there was this android, this guy, named Jim Hammond. He hurt a lot of people. He was dangerous, but it was only because he was confused. And when I got to know the real him, I saw that he could be a hero. And he was a hero. He ended up sacrificing his life to save his country. I think Bruce Banner could be the same way. Yes. This is a very important conversation, but there is a much bigger threat to your planet than this Banner Man. My brother. We cut to Asgard, where Heimdall tells Loki about how the heroes stopped Hulk. These other heroes of Midgard. They've become quite a problem. If I ever wish to fulfill my goal of conquering the 9 realms, they could potentially attempt to stop me. Do you have a solution to this problem, my king? Of course I have a solution, Heimdall. Don't be foolish. These so-called heroes aren't a threat, just a nuisance. I'm going to conquer Midgard first, so I don't have to deal with them for the rest of my sovereignty. Thor, Tony, Captain America, Ant-Man, and the Wasp take Bruce Banner to an abandoned church in the mountain range. So, this Loki guy, aren't you saying that he only wants to go after you? Why would he be targeting our planet? Loki does only have grievances with me, but He has made it his goal to conquer the Nine Realms, Midgard being one of them. With this recent attack he made on our green friend, it appears his conquest has started. I'm sorry, I still can't quite wrap my head around this. You're Thor? Like from Norse mythology? I am aware that people of this planet think me and my kind a myth. Or they did at least. You must have been living under a rock. Well, I just arrived in present day. I was born in 1920. Ah, you were still but a little baby. I was born in the 6th century. What? Okay, Goldilocks. Let's bring the attention back to your brother. Why can't you just fly off to space and punch him? I mean, you said you've stopped him before, right? Can't you just do it again? Uh, Not exactly. It was different then. Loki has since become the king of Asgard, and he has the entire kingdom at his side. Besides, I am banished. I couldn't go visit him if I tried. I am all alone. You're not alone. We're right by your side, Thor. Well, we barely know this guy, but sure. Even us six won't be enough to stop the Asgardians if they attack. We'll need more help. This is about all we've got. There aren't really any more heroes on Earth. Actually, S.H.I.E.L.D. does have files on this one guy. We cut to Hell's Kitchen, New York, as a red figure stands above the rooftops, looking over the city. Ant-Man walks up behind the figure. The Devil of Hell's Kitchen. It's a menacing name. I like it. I go by Daredevil. Daredevil, played by Charlie Cox, turns around. How did you find me? The people I work for have some really good surveillance. I heard about what you did. Stopped that assassin. It was good work. Stopped him from what? I wasn't able to stop him from killing 2 of my friends. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have to carry that weight on your shoulders. I should. It's my punishment. Look, there is this threat coming to Earth, and we need all the help we can get. So, you can have your own personal mental judgment day, or you can help save the world. I don't think I would be much help. Who do you have? Iron Man? The literal so-called God of Thunder? I don't think my abilities would really mean much lined up with them. You know, I feel the exact same way. I'm Ant-Man, for goodness sake. I shrink. Even then, I need these special chemicals to do it. A lot of the time, I think I'm just nothing more than a joke. But there is no but. That's just the cold, hard truth. Sorry for wasting your time. One more thing before I leave, though. It's never too late for redemption. The heroes meet up with Nick Fury and Maria Hill at Stark Tower, where they debrief Fury all about the Loki situation. If this guy's really coming to invade our planet, it's a good thing you all were brought together. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but we'll need Banner too. He's currently being stitched up by New York's finest doctors in the medical bay. I really handed him his ass back in Hungary. You have a medical bay? Oh, you think that's cool? Just wait until you see the bar. Janet Van Dyne and Maria Hill sit at the bar having drinks. It's all finally happening. What we've been planning for the past couple of years. Well, this isn't exactly what we were planning for. It feels like just yesterday I would have looked at all these people. The Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, and thought none of it would be possible. But it's almost like it's becoming the new normal. Well, it's not like there wasn't superheroes back in the day. In the 40s there was Captain America, of course. And the Fantastic Four way back when. Oh yeah, whatever happened to them? They went missing back in the 60s. To this day, nobody knows what really happened to Reed Richards and his crew. So, how do you feel about all this? My job requires me to be brave, stoic. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Janet. I'm scared. I mean, a space god is about to come try to invade our planet. How could I not be scared? I'm scared too, but don't worry. Nobody is going to get hurt. We're going to make sure of that. All of a sudden, alarms start to go off all across Stark Tower. Janet, suit up. All of the heroes suit up and meet in the lobby of Stark Tower, as the alarms continue to go off. Stark, what's going on? I have no idea. Happy says he saw somebody come in. Everyone be prepared. No amount of preparations could be enough for me. Loki. The heroes get ready to attack Loki, but he flings them all out of the way with his telekinesis one by one until Thor is the only one left. Look at what you've done, Thor. Coming here to be a hero, and now Midgard has to be the first realm to die. Thor swings Mjolnir through Loki, but he was just an illusion, with the real Loki standing right behind Thor, lifting him into the air with his telekinesis. You know, originally, I only wanted to take over Midgard first to get these so-called heroes out of my way. But now, I realize how much this planet means to you. You love it, don't you? And now I will gladly make you watch as I burn it to the ground. Captain America runs up behind Loki, swinging his shield into the back of his head and catching him by surprise. You dare attack a god? There's only one god, and it isn't you. Iron Man joins in and shoots Loki with his repulsor blasts, as Cap continues to fight with Loki. Ant-Man and the Wasp then join, but Loki creates magical shadows that grab the heroes and pull them away into corners of the lobby, strangling them, as Thor continues to watch, stranded in the air. Let them go, Loki. All you wanted was to kill me and Father. Just complete your goal and be done. You're already halfway there. Loki slams Thor into the ground. I did not kill Father. It was Mangog. You let him, Loki. That was what you wanted. You got everything you set to achieve. The other heroes get up and continue to fight Loki, causing destruction across the tower. None of this is what you really want, Loki. You just want to be happy, but you'll never find happiness because the only attempt you make at receiving joy is stealing it from others. That's not true. Loki lifts the heroes up in the air and slams them back down to the ground. The loud sound causes Bruce Banner to wake up in the medical bay, as his eyes turn green. The heroes continue to try and fight Loki, but they aren't strong enough. All of a sudden, the Hulk jumps out of nowhere and slams his fists into Loki, causing him to fall through floor after floor. You were supposed to kill Thor, you useless monster! Don't call Hulk a monster! Hulk jumps forward and picks up Loki by his legs, swinging him around throughout the tower like a rag doll, smashing his head into things. Good call having Banner on the team. Hulk throws Loki to the ground, as he slowly gets up. The heroes stand ready to attack, and Nick Fury and Maria Hill draw their guns. Maybe you're right, Thor. Maybe I do really just want to be happy. And you're right. I do just try to achieve joy by stealing it from others. So you know what? If I can't be happy, neither can any of you. Loki uses his telekinesis to pick up a giant shard of glass from the destruction and flings it at Maria Hill, impaling her. I'm coming back with an army. Loki leaps through the Bifrost as Nick Fury and the heroes run to Maria's side. Agent Hill, Maria, come on, power through, you're strong. I don't think I can power through this one, Nick. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. Stark, get one of your doctors down here now. There's nothing we can do. I said now. Okay. Maria, please. I said I would make sure nobody got hurt. It's okay, Janet. Don't stop fighting. Any of you. Maria Hill passes away as Janet goes to hug Hank, and all the heroes watch in silence. After a couple hours, the heroes regroup in Stark's penthouse. Loki's coming back with the rest of the Asgardians. I don't know how we can win this fight. We can't. It's not possible. Don't say that, Hank. There has to be a way. We can't just give up and let our planet be taken over. When I was fighting in the war, you know, Steve, they say you're the Star-Spangled Man with a plan. But what's the plan when the world needs more than just a shield and a history lesson? You think you know anything about leading a team? You aren't a real hero, Tony. You're just a stuck-up rich kid with lots of toys. Well, Cap, some kids get a trust fund. Others get super soldier serum. I just happen to get a genius level IQ and a knack for saving the world. Stop! Our friend just died, and you guys are seriously arguing? We are going to save this planet. I don't care what our odds are. Because you know what? When you get to the point where you lose everything, there's only one thing left you can do. Avenge. That's what we are. Avengers. Bruce Banner walks forward. Well, I have no idea who some of you are or how I got here, but I heard all of that. And I just gotta say, I'm sick of running. Let's fight. Thor travels up to the Bifrost, where he meets with Loki. After all this time, we're finally reunited. I only asked you to come here so I could say goodbye. I thought you hated me. Why would you care about saying goodbye? Thor. Did Father ever talk to you about me? Father was a fool, Loki. What? I loved him, and I miss him dearly, but he was a fool, and he didn't know how to raise children. Is that what this is about, Loki? Are you doing all of this because you weren't given attention? I'm doing all of this because it's my glorious purpose. Nobody thinks Loki and thinks hero. You and Father included. That's not true. Don't lie to me. It's too late for you, Thor. It's too late for you, and it's too late for Midgard. All of a sudden, an enormous army of Asgardians begins to march across the Bifrost. What? You're bringing all of them? As the army passes by, he sees the Warriors 3, along with Lady Sif among them. Friends. Sif. You too? I'm sorry, Thor, but Loki's our king. You betrayed me. You and your friends better prepare, Thor, while you still can. Thor is sent back to Earth through the Bifrost, and makes his way to the team as fast as he can. It's Loki. He's coming. He's brought an army bigger than I imagined. He has every Asgardian fighting on his side. Jesus, how are we going to manage to fight all of them? We're going to need a lot of luck. We don't need luck. We have a Hulk. The Asgardian army begins to descend upon Earth, invading all corners of the planet. Everyone looks up into the sky as the Asgardian ships float down, unleashing hordes of warriors to attack. The Avengers suit up and rush outside the streets of New York. The heroes immediately begin to fight as the Asgardians invade and destroy every building in their sights. Hulk tears through the Asgardian ships, taking out the warriors, as Iron Man takes them out from the sky, and Cap, Ant-Man, and the Wasp fight from the ground. Meanwhile, Loki stands above the skies, watching his army decimate Earth as Thor flies up to him. Loki, this has gone too far. I'm sorry for whatever I did to you, but you have no excuse to kill innocent people. When will you ever learn, Thor? This is my duty. Thor strikes at Loki, and they begin to have a fight midair. The destruction begins to spread, and people from across the globe are put in harm's way by the Asgardians. We cut to Hell's Kitchen, where Daredevil watches as the Asgardians attack and people are put in harm's way. One of the Asgardian ships crashes into a building, knocking it over and trapping people under the rubble. Daredevil jumps down from the rooftop and climbs inside the wreckage, navigating his way around and saving as many people as he can. Was that everyone? No! My little girl's still trapped in there! Before the building collapses anymore, Daredevil quickly swoops in and finds the little girl crying in a corner. When she sees Daredevil approach her, she screams. Daredevil takes off his mask to comfort the child. Don't be afraid. I'm not here to hurt you. I want to help. Daredevil sticks his hand out, and the child grabs it. Just before the building fully collapses, Daredevil uses his grappling hook to swing out and bring the child down to safety. The Avengers continue to fight the Asgardians, and Thor continues to fight Loki. Captain America stays on the ground, commanding the other heroes and making game plans, until a horde of Asgardians knock him down and prepare to take him out. All of a sudden, Iron Man arrives out of nowhere, sacrificing himself and pushing Cap to safety, as he falls in front of the Asgardians with his suit damaged, and begins to get attacked. Tony's armor is ripped off of him, and the Asgardians are about to kill him, until out of nowhere, parts of the Hulkbuster suit begin to fly out of Stark Tower and assemble on him, as he uses the suit to smack the Asgardians away. Who sent the Hulkbuster? We cut to Jarvis, played by James Darcy, sitting in a communications room in Stark Tower. "Well, I saw you were having a bit of trouble, sir, and you know what they say." "Right. Never doubt an emotionless Winnie the Pooh." Tony jumps back into the fight with his Hulkbuster suit, and stands next to Hulk as they take down Asgardians side by side. The Avengers continue to fight, but eventually they're overpowered, and there's no hope for them to defeat all the Asgardians. "Loki, please. You're my brother, not my enemy. Don't kill these people. Stop getting in the way. I know this isn't what you want. I know you just want happiness. So for once in your life, Loki, just try to be happy." "I can't. I know Mother refused to join your army. Is this what she wants? Is this the man she wants to see you become? I see so much in you, Loki. Please, don't waste it. Why don't you want to grow? Why do you choose to stay this way? If you hate the way people see you so much, then maybe you should show them who you can really be. This isn't your glorious purpose, Loki. But if you actually try, I promise you, you will find it." Loki begins to cry. "I see. I don't think we can ever be brothers, Thor. But maybe you're right." Loki drops his weapons, as the Bifrost takes him away. "Thank you, Loki." Thor turns around to command the Asgardians to return, but all of a sudden, he's stabbed in the back. Never trust the god of mischief. "Loki?" Thor falls to the ground, wounded, as Loki vanishes for good. As Thor feels himself begin to fade away, he slowly stands up to face the Asgardians. "People of Asgard, Loki is no longer your king, and with my dying breath, as your new sovereign, I command you to return to Asgard and never harm Midgard again." With that, all the Asgardians return to their ships and use the Bifrost to return home, as Thor falls to the ground. The Avengers surround Thor as he lies on the floor. "Thor, please, I can't lose two friends in one day." "Lose me? Please, I'm the god of thunder. I can survive a simple stab wound." Thor gets up completely unfazed. I had to give that whole last breath act to further convince the Asgardians. I guess you could say Loki actually did me a favor stabbing me in the back." "So, is it over? Did we win?" "Well, considering most of New York City and half the entire planet is destroyed, I would say soft maybe." We cut to a couple days later, as the heroes, along with Nick Fury, stand in a graveyard for Maria Hill's funeral. "Hill was more than just my partner. She was a friend." "I know, Fury. This isn't your fault. I feel like a lot of things have been my fault lately. S.H.I.E.L.D. hasn't been living up to what we're supposed to be, and we've got to change. For the better. Whoever my new deputy director is, they're going to have to agree with that." Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne drive around New York City, and eventually they pull up to their destination, 890 Fifth Avenue. This should be it. Hank sees the other members of the Avengers arrive. Yep, this is it. Hank and Janet walk out, where they're greeted by Tony Stark. Before I unveil what's behind these gates, I just wanted to say, the future's never looked brighter. Tony clicks a button on a remote, and opens the gates behind him, unveiling a large mansion. "Welcome to Avengers Mansion. I thought if we were going to be a team defending the Earth, we might as well have a cool hangout spot, and potentially, a home." We cut to later that day, where Steve Rogers sits with Hank Pym in Hank's office. So, how have you felt about the past couple of days? I guess it's not as bad as I expected. Don't get me wrong. I'm still not over the fact that my entire previous life is gone. But I think I'm ready. I'm ready to adjust. I'm ready to start living again. In the credits scene, we see a bus driving through New York City. The passengers ride along as normal, sitting on their phones or comforting their kids. All of a sudden, a reckless driver pulls in front of the bus, causing the bus driver to swerve and head straight forward into a building. All the passengers scream and brace for impact, but nothing happens. Before the passengers can see what saved them, we hear the bus doors open and see Boots walk in. We pan up and see someone dressed in a red and blue homemade outfit with a spider on the front. Hey guys, you all good? Don't be scared. I'm just your friendly neighborhood spider boy. I'm still workshopping it. What's up guys? I promised a face reveal when I hit 1,000 subs, which was a while ago, but here it is. Both the video and audio quality is really shitty because I have an iPhone -7, but I'm chilling. So that was the end of phase 1, phase of the Avengers. Next up we have phase 2, starting with Ant-Man. And phase 2 will be called phase 2, phase of AIM. But before then, we have What If season 1 dropping. So in between each phase of the Beyondverse, I'm going to be dropping one season of What If, where each episode focuses on a what if scenario of each movie in the previous phase. So yeah, I'm going to be dropping one episode per day on What If week. So you have that to look forward to, I guess, along with phase 2, which starts with Ant-Man coming soon. Yeah, I'm tired, so I'm going to upload this video and go to bed. Peace out.